Hello guys, and welcome back to the Some Minecraft Let's Play. Today we're picking up where we left off in Minecraft 1.8. I am your host, Casey Fly. Let's play some Minecraft. So, I'm in a bit of a weird spot right now. But in this episode we are going to be attempting to pull together, our docks area. You'll remember from the map, I'll throw it up on the screen now. Our docks area is over here in this body of water off of this... Oh, I don't know what the technical word for it is. But this area over here. This land that juts out. It's not an island because it's still attached. Isle, maybe? But we are going to be building our dock and our, well, I don't really know what it is. I don't really know what it's going to look like yet. I haven't done any base designs. We're going to be designing it right here. In the maps, I kind of had like 3 docks, and now that I'm seeing the 3-dimensional nature of this isle here, or I will look up what that's called. I think it's going to be something a little bit different. I don't know how much terraforming we're going to have to do. This is just kind of me mentally processing. But the docks are only going to jut out this way. I know that much. It's hard to tell right now because of the way Minecraft terrain generation works. And we're not really high up in the sky for me to kind of point it out. But this is like a little basin of water that, at least this part here, not super connected to a larger river that's kind of running from off towards Spawn Town area all the way over here. And it goes that way, and it kind of branches out in 2 directions. All of that you can't see on the town outline that we created because we weren't positioned in a way to see, you know, the waterways, but I've explored it a little bit, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to end up connecting the waterways. And with that being the case, I don't want the docks to get in the way of that venture. So the only option really is to jet out in this direction here with our docks. So that's our plan. Well, as always, the first step is deforestation. Gotta get the trees out of the way, that way we can see the land for what it is for us to work with. I think our strategy for deforestation is going to start, you know, it's going to have a starting point. Rather than us just being over here and working our way this way, I think the best bet would be, well, for us to cut a line and then work that way. I will say that I am learning just so much doing this YouTube channel. It's kind of crazy how much experience that I've been getting in video production, and I'm just constantly learning more. I love it. It's a challenging industry, I guess. One of the things that I've been struggling with recently is due to my, I guess, assumptions that I've been making about what is in 1.8 that is not actually in 1.8 is leading me to hit a variety of hiccups. So I know this may break the illusion of what we're doing here, but I am currently working on 4 different videos all at one time, and It's because I hit snags, you know? I want to tell a story here. I want to tell a story of development and progression, but, you know, sometimes you make assumptions about how certain mechanics work or what's available or whatnot, and it causes you to have to think cleverly, right? Creatively, how to solve these problems. And, you know, to what degree am I going to just abuse the fact that I am behind a camera? You know, and I get to be in control of the editing floor. It's not really something I want to abuse at all, which is why this may seem a little out of left field, this project here. Why are we starting a docks area like this? And the main reason is because we need Silk Touch. We need Silk Touch on shears. In 1.8, shears cannot just pick up cobwebs. They require being enchanted with Silk Touch to pick up cobwebs. So the goal here is that we're going to create these docks, right? Fitting in with the lore of the world, the progression, the bonus episode that we just did, the town map, right? And then from there, we will do a bit of fishing in the hopes of collecting a enchanted book from the water, right? Because that's a thing. I don't remember. Starting in 1.7.2, which is the update just before-ish, where we're at now, with 1.8. Starting in 1.7.2, you can collect, you can fish enchanted books. And there's a whole kind of game-breaking dimension to it. People have made AFK fish farms. That's not what we're doing in this episode, but we are going to be making use of the enchanted books that can be gotten in the hopes of getting Silk Touch to put on shears so that we can collect the cobwebs, so that we can finish up our building episode, our house episode, which full disclosure, I am recording right now. But for the sake of immersion, the very next thing, I wanted to get out of the mines and get a break from the underground and get out to open waters, which is really, I think, my favorite part of this game. I can't wait for the aquatic update in 1.13. Like, hands down my favorite update of the entire game. Alright, so this is called a peninsula. With all of the trees cut down, it looks a lot smaller, doesn't it? It felt so much bigger running around through all those trees. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to be bringing this landmass down to, I think, 3 blocks above water. Yeah, roughly 3 blocks above water, and we're going to work that a retaining wall all the way around this peninsula, which is a landmass connected to a mainland surrounded by water. Peninsula. We've been getting updates from the Chosen, talking about when we can expect roughly to see season 4 dropping on the app, right? So if you guys don't know, The Chosen is a series that's covering the life of the Chosen, the disciples of Jesus, and it is huge. It is amazing. Like, as far as I can tell so far, there's no part of it that's like super twisting scripture at all. Despite the fact that there are definitely people who would celebrate it. if they did, just so they could have the whole haha, we were right, that's why we never watched it, gotcha kind of moments. But we're 4 seasons in, and there is some extra biblical stuff. They take creative license, but from the very beginning of the show, they are from the very beginning of the show, they are set on pointing you back to scripture. Like, that's where you should be reading and getting your Jesus from. That being said, they are telling their version of the gospel. They're not changing the gospel. It's kind of like how the gospel writers, the 4 writers of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they're each kind of different. They each have their own goals that they're trying to get across, and I see this as no different, really. The Chosen has their own subset of things that they're sharing. They're not sharing everything from each of the Gospels, for example, which I don't think is a problem. Other people might think that that's a problem. Anyways, we've got news that season 4, which is kind of locked up at the moment in some legal matters, which strictly, I mean, they're not really relevant. It's studios and higher level ups and you know, the studio versus creatives, you know, going slightly different directions and how they want to handle things, and it's not worth the drama of talking about. But we do know, we've been given the update that we don't need to wait like a year, like some people are speculating and saying that it could be more than a year before we see season 4 come to the app. Which, by the way, the Chosen app, you can find it on the App Store. All of the episodes, seasons 1 through 3, all of the round tables, all of the after shows, all completely free on the Chosen app. 100%, you should go and check it out. But season 4 will be on the app, releasing 2 episodes at a time in the next, 6 weeks to 3 months. It was 3 months, but they made that announcement like a month ago. So, like, in the next 6 weeks, 2 months-ish range, that's when we can expect to see season 4 coming on the app. So if you have not seen the show, I highly encourage you to go download the app on the App Store. It's completely free to watch on there. Crowdfunded project. You can catch up on all of the previous seasons before the new season starts coming out, and then you can watch it live with the rest of us. Now, with that said, I did get to see season 4 in theaters, and oh, wow. It was really, really good. I will actually be doing a kind of episode by episode, not a breakdown and not a reaction because I've seen them before, but like a review. I'll be doing episode reviews on The Chosen soon, so be on the lookout for that. I'm probably going to start with episode 1 of season 1 and just work our way from there. Hello. There we go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a retaining wall around this level, which means we're going to cut into any dirt or anything that's below, because we're going to put it literally around what we see at this level. So the next thing we're going to do, now that we've got this all done, is we're going to extend with wooden planks. We're going to extend out this direction all of our dock space. We're probably going to bring it out in a flat solid structure a little bit, and then start weaving it into docks until we get around to here. There we go. Now, we'll come back to detailing this in just a minute, because I know it looks really bad right now. But first, we are going to come off over this direction and stairway down into what will be our fishing docks and maybe a little bit of a harbor where people can tie up their small boats. Okay, we've got this done down here. We've got 7 little docks. I don't think we're gonna throw a ton of boats around it right now because, quite frankly, the boats in 1.8 are terrible. I think 1.9 fixes that and brings back better boats, but now we're gonna start working on detailing the outside of these docks here for the larger boats. And we're gonna start off doing that by placing upside down stairs along the outside. We'll turn each 4 wide section into a 6 wide section ultimately. And we also added a little bit of a railway, or a railing feature headed down to the little docks. Next, we're going to jump down here, and we are going to... We went over and grabbed some cobblestone from the cobblestone generator. We're going to jump down here, and we're going to start bringing these platforms where the birch is. We're going to bring that down with cobblestone pillars that these are going to be setting out on, reaching out over. Now, I know for right now, this looks like just really bland. It's really hard to see detail. It's just very repetitive. We will be mixing it up and doing some texturing at another point. But for right now, we're just going to leave that as is. And then next we're going to begin working on an entryway kind of structure to this area that's going to divide, you know, this peninsula from the rest of the mainland. So this is something that it will look like. I'm going to build up 2 kind of towers here with little guard rooms maybe at the top overseeing, you know, because the outside world comes in here, right? So there needs to be a little bit of militaristic defense, I think. The humans would be paranoid probably. Well, in any space, but we are going to add some pops of color using andesite, granite, and diorite. Alright, so I've started constructing these side pillars, and this is kind of what I came up with. It's not so much of a pillar as it is like an extended dome. And I'm really liking the shape of that since it kind of blends well with the arch in between. I've been cooking up a ton of stone. I have 4 furnaces over here and 4 furnaces over here working to have the stone to build these sections here, but I also think we're going to use the stone to pepper in and texture the docks, the pillars under the docks a little bit. So we just planted some pumpkin patches because we're turning this second tower into a lighthouse. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I think we'd be able to see that from a distance if we were out on the water. Yeah. Now pretty much from this line and back, we're going to tear out all of this top layer and we're going to replace it with birch planks. Alrighty, so I built this guy, a Tudor style workshop, sort of. But as you can imagine, it was covering the lighthouse from a distance, so I had to raise the lighthouse up significantly. So we made the lighthouse a lot taller. And then on the side of this workshop, we've got 3 just storage sheds, if you will, storage areas. We come in. We immediately get this with a small little workshop down here. Threw down a pressure plate to make it entering and leaving easier. Come up to the first floor, and we've got kind of this outcrop on the balcony on the top of the storage areas, so we can kind of see what's going on. Got this window here. Climb up here to use this bed. This bed is out of range of all of the spawnable places. I haven't had any there's a monster around, you can't sleep messages yet. Up here we have the attic, and we might have some storage chests up here eventually. I don't really know what we're doing up here yet, but this is what I've got so far. We can kind of have this glimpse, make sure there's nothing underneath us when we're coming in and going. As a nice little addition to the dock side right here. Also went ahead and threw up cobblestone walls, kind of dress out the edge a bit. And I threw up some cobblestone walls over here, kind of forming the gate, if you will. We can still get in and out through either side. Over here is where we are keeping the crafting things that's not stone and brick. It'll be kind of an armory as well for defending. Here are the mob drops from the things that we kill. Then we run over to this side, and over here we have all of our stone and everything that you might need to do various things. And here we have a parting gift from an Enderman, and I'm actually pretty certain I know exactly where this block came from, so for right now we're gonna leave this right here. So I built a crane to be able to unload off of the boats or ships that may come in. We threw down some log piles. That's what's been unloaded from the ships, I guess. And then we just threw up these little market stalls. Them each having a torch to them helps illuminate a little bit the area some more. I think it might be a little too much color, so I'm thinking, yeah, something a little bit like that. I think that helps reduce the color a little bit. That'll do. And each one of these vendors has a chest. We can actually throw stuff in, specific things that we want them to be selling, and kind of make it a little bit of single item, single purpose storage, some isolated storage opportunities for some things. And because of weird placing mechanics, this is kind of how you have to do things in 1.8 Minecraft. You have to place this block to be able to place the pumpkin. Those will all break if you destroy the pumpkin. Keep that in mind. There we go. Now I think we've got the place sufficiently lighted. We threw down some produce piles over here. We don't have melons at the moment, so we can't put down a stack of melons. We threw up lighting. This bad boy's coming with me. We might try to figure out something to do right here in the middle, but I'm not sure what yet. And yeah, I think this area is coming together. We've got our entryway, got our storage, our main workshop area. We've got the dock where we're working to offload the cargo from the ships. We've got various kinds of cargo thrown around. We've got some vendors ready to set up and sell. We've got our fishing dock, where we might also throw down our smaller boats to be able to sail off into the seas. And for the main reason that we did all this, hey, here we go. Lure 2 and Unbreaking 3. We just got another fishing rod. So we currently have Lure 2 Unbreaking 3. This fishing rod is Unbreaking 3, Luck of the Sea 3, and Lure 3. Also has Luck of the Sea 3, which increases our chances of getting treasure. So we are one step closer to getting what it is that we are looking for. No! Whoops. Okay. 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 All right. No. Oh, okay. We got an enchanted book. Let's find out what it is. Yes. 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 Okay. Oh, it is on now. It is on. Everything that we've been doing here has finally paid off. All the work we put into this place. Guys, we got it. Okay, we have been searching and searching and searching and searching, well, fishing, not really searching, for this enchanted book, Silk Touch. And it was, guys, we've been through, like, I've been recording for like 10 days now. I mean, I don't record all day long, but I've been like easily, I don't know, 13 hours of recording. I've broken like, I don't know, 7, 8 fishing rods. I don't even know. I lost track. I quit keeping track. That's how many fishing rods I broke. We collected so many resources. A lot of them were moved up here, but oh yeah, we got it. We got it. Okay. So, I think I mentioned earlier in this episode, it was days ago for me at this point, but I think I mentioned earlier in this episode that we recorded this episode alongside of a few others because we have a number of projects that we've been working on, and I don't want to spoil anything, so we'll hang out over here for a second. Those episodes are coming. Those episodes will be coming in the next few weeks. I've got like 4 episodes that I've been working on, but guys, the docs are done, the goal complete. We got the Silk Touch book, and the whole point of it is that we need Silk Touch on shears. We are, oh man, we are so incredibly close. Let me tell you, I think I hate fishing. Fishing it just feels like the worst, and at least in 1.8, in relatively future updates, fishing farms become a thing, and I know some people are like, fishing farms are cheating. That's just cheaty. But that's one of the things that we hope to explore in this series, right? Not just creating really cool things like this, usually doing the manual labor like we did here, doing the manual labor of spending hours working on the thing or collecting the resources. I don't mind the grind of getting resources and getting prepared at all. You know, getting the wool for the barn. Can we see the barn from over here? Yeah, getting the wool for the barn. Growing the pumpkins, getting the cobblestone, you know, manually terraforming the land. Like, I'm completely fine with that. But we also want to, in this, at least in this series, we want to explore, like, what were the cheating methods, right? What were the ways that people, you know, were taking advantage of loopholes or the technicality of things. Like, I want to understand all of that, right? So that's one of our goals, is to understand all of that. But we did not make an AFK fish farm. I almost did. Like 2 books ago, I don't even remember what the last one was. Well, I mean, the last one was obviously Silk Touch, but the one before that, 2 books ago, we were going to, I was like, let's just go make an AFK fish farm and just let it go, because this is not working. But guys, we did it. Fishing is horrible. If you are banking on fishing to get the enchanted book you need, 1.8 is not the version to do it in. The lure fishing enchantment, it does seem to speed up fishing, but it also seems to give you way more fish. What is this? The Luck of the Sea enchantment on fishing rods, that doesn't seem to do very much. Like, I noticed a marginal difference. I had to repair multiple times fishing rods, which is really what was killing my levels there at the end. We got up, I don't know if you'll get to see, I don't know if you saw, but during that whole thing, during all the fishing, we got up to borderline 50 levels almost, I think, in levels just acquired before, you know, all of our good rods started breaking, and so it was like, well, we need to repair these, we need to keep these going. I'm just so glad that this place looks great, honestly. I need to get somewhere for a nice screenshot of this. Where should I go? Alright guys, and that wraps it up for this episode. We've got this beautiful harbor built. We did all of that fishing for days and days. We got the Silk Touch book, which we are going to make excellent use of in the next episode. And speaking of the next episode, I will see all you guys in the future. Thanks for watching.